How fast can we detect emotional states in other people? What would you guess? Really fast, right? So within a blink of a second, we can kind of guess what's going on with another person. And this is called micro expressions. So expressions around the eye, the nose, the mouth, mimic muscle movement. That's a tongue twister. This is what we read in order to guess what's going on with our negotiation partner. And those micro expressions are one part of the topic of body language we're taking a look at. So, as said, micro expressions is something we can use in negotiation, and they go back to Paul Ekman. Paul Ekman is a researcher, and he's found out that for basic emotions like joy, surprise, anger, disgust, sadness, and so forth, we all display a similar pattern of mimic muscle movement. And this is true among all cultures and even in the animal kingdom, which is quite fascinating, I think. And if you want to watch a good show, I can recommend Lie to Me, but only the first season. Lie to Me. How can we harness that effect? It's a great idea what you already do to team up, so to work in a tandem. One is the lead negotiator and the other one is the observer. And the observer focuses on the minimal mimic muscle movement of your negotiation partners, whereas the lead negotiator tries to lead, not to read. Try to lead, not to read. This goes back to a quote from Mark Bowden. He's a body language expert, this way around. Of course, then we've talked about that you need a back channel, and sometimes you need to take breaks in between the negotiation in order to make use of the observations of the micro expressions of your counterpart. Body language as a function, as information source, is also important for another use case, so to say. So whenever things get heated, when you have a conflict, it's recommendable to use the info richest medium. So you might be connected with your negotiation partner via phone, via Slack, via email, face-to-face, via Zoom. And in case of conflict, use either face-to-face, video conference, or phone. The voice of tone is our number one indicator of emotional states. So calling can be really helpful in case of a conflict. Second function of body language, it's of course a signal to other people. So in a way, it is to communicate and to build trust. And for trust building, it's helpful that we come across authentic, approachable, trustworthy, versus poker face. So it's not helpful to overly control ourselves and our body language in a negotiation, because this can hinder trust building. The micro expressions are really hard to control. So even if we want to, we cannot really control our mimics. What does that mean as a signal to other people? We should check our attitude towards our negotiation partner. If we dislike the other person, it's really hard to not show that. So our true attitude will leak out even if we don't want it to. So what we can do is to revisit our attitude towards our counterpart. Find something we can respect, find something we can appreciate about the other person, and then we can, continue in the relationship building. If it is still really hard for us to respect our counterpart, then we should think about a replacement. Maybe somebody else in the team can, do the relationship management. Second point, third point, when it comes to negotiation, of course we want to come across as confident. How can we do so? So there's a certain pattern we can apply. So to signal confidence. And it goes like that. Downward inflections, pause, eye contact. What does it mean? When you're sending a message, don't try to go up and question yourself. It sounds like you're insecure, and I do it all of the time, but go down. Use the downward inflections. Remain eye contact and use pauses in order for your message to land. And talking about signaling, of course, it's an inside job versus impression management. So sometimes when you visit body language training, you learn tactics and techniques to, increase your appearance, your impression. But try to work on underlying tendencies, I would say, rather than simply trying to change your surface behavior. So when it comes to confidence, for example, use the warm shower from your team, collect positive feedback prior to a negotiation. This is really helpful. When it comes to trust building, you need to revisit your attitude towards the other person. So try to be careful not to sacrifice your authenticity and your honesty in the process of impression management. Last one, this is our physicality, our body language serving as a great tool in order to regulate ourselves in a negotiation. So we can use the feedback loop, which is called body to brain. What does that mean? So we can signal certain emotional states to our mind through our physicality, our posture, our breathing pattern. Excuse me. And I think I quickly touched upon the topic of power poses. So this is something you can do up front. Amy Cuddy is the author. And power poses are expanding postures, anything that makes you appear bigger and stronger. We know this from the animal kingdom, this expanding posture. And this positively influences our neurotransmitter cocktail. So testosterone, our dominance hormone, goes up, and adrenaline, cortisol, stress hormone goes down. So anything that helps us to positively increase our physicality upfront in negotiation is great. If you are looking for a very quick exercise, maybe you know the breathing square. And it goes like this. You breathe in for 4 counts, you hold your breath 4 counts, you breathe out 4 counts, and you hold your breath 4 counts. And you do that for 2 to 3 minutes, and it really can, relax us in our physicality with a positive impact on our performance. And last but not least, this is to me the most helpful tip, or it has been the most helpful tip, this negotiation anxiety many people are suffering from, experienced negotiators included. This can be reframed as excitement. So the physical symptoms, they don't go away. We still have sweaty palms, our heart is beating, we have tense sensations in our body, but we label them as I'm excited, I'm looking forward to this exciting negotiation. And this really increases subsequent performance. And I'm gonna send you a very nice article around this topic on how to make use of this nervousness, this anxiety connected to negotiation. All right, so take a look. I hope this is helpful for you. Maybe pick 1 or 2 things that you find most promising to incorporating them into your negotiation practice. So thank you. And of course, feel free to reach out in case of questions.